We're celebrating our no-recipe lifestyle with a great 6-course French-inspired meal for some friends, and you're invited. We've already made a shopping list. We've already made our first course, the soup, today, Coquille Saint-Jacques. I'm Chef Todd Moore. My mission is empowering people to cook without recipes. They experience the freedom to cook what they want, how they want it, the confidence to take control and try new things, the health benefits of fresh, wholesome foods, and the family-strengthening bonds of dinner time together, as well as the money they save by eating well. Live without rules, cook without recipes. It's a no-recipe lifestyle. You might think Coquille Saint-Jacques sounds very fancy because it has a long French name, but really it gets again to the method. If I know how to make a white sauce and use some scallops, I can create a no-recipe lifestyle version of this classic French dish. My Coquille Saint-Jacques is a simple matter of melting some butter in a saucepan to make a white sauce. My scallop appetizer, I'm going to call it Coquille Saint-Jacques, but it again doesn't have to be the strict definition of Coquille Saint-Jacques. I can make it whatever I'd like, and I'm going to put some mushrooms in it, so I need some sliced mushrooms. And it's going to have shallot, so I've got a shallot here that I'll cut in half, keep the root end on. Cut the ends off and peel it. Oh, so I've got a little rotten spot there. Peel that away. And now simply dice the shallot. Alright, so I've got some nice onion and shallot ready for my interpretation of Coquille Saint-Jacques. When the butter's fully melted, I'm going to go ahead and saute the shallots in that butter. And then add the mushrooms. And add a little bit of sherry for flavor. And let that reduce until it's almost dry. When most of the liquid has simmered off, I'm going to add just a little bit of flour as my thickening agent to start making a roux. Once the roux's cooked down enough, I'll add some milk to make the white sauce. When the sauce is reduced a little bit, and you can see how thick it is, I'm going to taste it for seasonings. Definitely need some salt and white pepper. And now with seasonings adjusted, you can see how thick this sauce is, but I'm going to add my rinsed and drained scallops, knowing that the scallops are going to let out a lot of liquid as well. So when making some kind of seafood baked cream sauce dish like this, always want to make that white sauce a lot stiffer to begin with, because you know that your seafood is going to put out a good amount of liquid. And lastly, to add a little bit more flavor and texture, I can mount with a little bit of heavy cream. And lastly, some really good cheese. This is some grated Emmentaler. I don't know if you can see this, $19.99 a pound. This is going to be really good, flavorful cheese. We'll add some of this in as well. The combination of the sherry, the cream, the cheese, the butter, and the scallops is going to make this a really nice dish. I didn't have to find a Coquille Saint-Jacques recipe. I knew basically I wanted to bake scallops in a white sauce with some cheese. Who needs to follow the recipe when I can always make it up myself? Taste again for seasonings. Oh my God, that cheese is so good, it's really sharp. And that's done. My no recipe interpretation of coquille Saint-Jacques. Don't have to find a recipe book. Basically, I know how to make a white sauce. I'm gonna poach some scallops in it along with some mushrooms and shallots and some sherry. But here's my trick for being a guest at the party and not just the chef at the party. Creating these things ahead of time and using these little ramekin cups. I've got these little cups that I'm now able, if I get a spoon, to take my scallop in cream sauce and individually portion each of these into these cups. So now I'm not cooking it later. There's one. Like that. So I'm not cooking it later. I can go ahead and chill these and then just broil them. Maybe some panko crumbs on the top, a little bit more cheese, and broil them. But when it comes time to put together this 6-course French meal, I'm not in the kitchen. I'm actually just bussing things from the kitchen to the table, preparing as much as you can in advance. That's our appetizer course number 2. Having finished our roasted red pepper soup, we're going to head on to our salad niçoise with a seared tuna. Real easy to do, and I've still got the barbecue grill going. So course 3 next time as we create this great French meal with no recipes, living a great lifestyle.